Good evening and welcome to Choice 24. I'm Madison Malloy for the Podium News Network. The 2024 American presidential campaign is evolving like no other in history. Due to the popularity of President Volodymyr Zelenskyy in the Ukraine, a former stand-up comedian, millions of Americans who are fed up with their politicians have begun a grassroots movement to elect an American comedian for U.S. president in 2024. Tonight's program will feature campaign speeches from all the major comedian candidates that have emerged: Chris Rock, Bill Burr, Sebastian Maniscalco, Jennifer Coolidge, Cat Williams, and Jerry Seinfeld. Our broadcast will also feature commentary from some noteworthy American politicians. Let's kick the evening off with presidential candidate Bill Burr.
Hello, Americans, citizens, whatever. All right, thanks for all the attention, I guess. All right, look, I know as president you're supposed to, do good things for the people, like the feel-good stuff to, heal the nation. All right, I get it. All right, but listen, here's my plan. All right, Madison, I'm inviting the entire Red Sox team to the White House. All right, and I don't give a shit if they won the World Series or not. All right, what do you think I'm gonna give steaks and 3-pound lobsters to the Mets? Not in my administration. All right, look, it's New England clam chowder for my Bo Sox, and not that red watery garbage that they serve in Manhattan either. All right, the real stuff. All right. But look, I got anger issues or whatever that I'm working through, with my therapist lady, so it's I don't know. I don't even know if I could do the job in the first place, with the issues, I feel like they got that red button, that you press the nuclear codes, to blow up countries and stuff all over there, I feel like I would use that in the motorcade, like we get cut off by some 2006 PT Cruiser. I'm like, nuke him, you think you're gonna give the president the finger? Not a chance, all right? But look, listen, I think, I'd be better off as vice president, it's a lot more chill, a lot more laid back, you got Kamala Harris reading the underprivileged kids' books, twice a month, you come out, oh, hey, boys and girls, this is a cat. Cats go meow. Could you say meow? I think I could do that, you just show up to funerals once a month, and I mean, look, with all due respect, funerals could be a little bit boring, but, hey, they got great food, and it's free, it's all free. All right, look, I gotta go fly to a gig. Peace.
Thank you, Mr. Burr. Sounds like you've thoroughly thought through quite a comprehensive plan to heal our nation. Our first commentary this evening is from former presidential candidate Senator Bernie Sanders, up in Bangor, Maine.
Thank you very much, Madison. While Mr. Bill Burr was going on about whining and dining his precious Boston Red Sox, those ball players are all multi-millionaires, while millions of Americans are still without health care. Health care! It's good soup. Good soup.
Thank you, Senator Sanders. Good to hear that you're enjoying your dinner. Now let's go to Oakland, California for our next 2024 presidential candidate, Cat Williams.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cat Williams, and I just got out of the penitentiary, and I know what y'all thinking. Why is he still wearing the orange jumpsuit? Because I've been institutionalized. That's why. I know y'all see Shawshank Redemption. You know what institutionalized means. Now look, and I can still run for president. I think in light of recent events, y'all know that you can have a criminal record and still run for president of the United States of America. And look, I'm going to be a president that cares for the poor people. I'm going to make legislation in Congress that any household making under $35,000 will get a mandatory free Netflix account so they can watch my Cat Williams special that made me $20 million. And I use that money to pay for my campaign motherfucking ads. And by the way, y'all ain't tricking me into doing free shows like these press conferences. Y'all gonna pay me to do a press conference and I want cash up front. I sold out the Apollo in 3 minutes. And y'all gonna have to pay me to talk to these ugly assholes like Kellyanne Conway and Barbara motherfucking Walters.
Excuse me, Mr. Williams, but Barbara Walters recently passed away.
Barbara Walters is dead. Well, good. That bitch look racist anyway. She look like a wannabe slave owner. I seen her in black and white pictures throwing rocks at little black kids trying to go to school. fuck that bitch. But look, I want some contractual obligations regarding the presidential hoes and bitches, because I'm going to need a steady supply under all my presidential stress. Just like Putin has them gymnast bitches doing quadruple backflips onto his crotch. That motherfucker ain't all bad. He got some good ideas. I study his ass. But look, I'm building a wall, but not on the southern border. I'm building a wall around the White House to keep them bitches away. Because I got too many on my ass, all up in my DMs causing me troubles and lawsuits and shit. Except for the hoes that I accept they can sleep with me in the Lincoln bedroom. But I'm going to change it to the James Brown bedroom because I'm going to make them feel motherfucking good.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. And now to President Obama, who is very eager to comment on your remarks. Let's join him from our nation's capital.
Hello, Madison, and good evening, Kat. Michelle and I are big fans of you. Although, if I could make a suggestion, I would say perhaps you could show a little more empathy and respect towards women. Perhaps spend a little more time with the women in your life. Like back in the day, when Sasha and Malia were little, Michelle and I would spend quality time with them. We'd watch television shows, programs, wholesome stuff, particularly The Cosby Show. Well, matter of fact, we had to stop doing that.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. I'm sure you meant well. Now, let's move ahead with Sebastian Maniscalco at his campaign office.
Have you heard about this? Apparently, people want me, Sebastian Maniscalco, to become president of the United States? I mean, look, growing up, I remember my father, my Italian immigrant father, would say to me, Sebastian, you could be anything you want. Maybe not like Joe DiMaggio, but you could probably become president someday, right? And look, for starters, I gotta tell you, I got no competition, okay? I don't know who they got out there in the field, right? They call it the field, but they can't do what I do. They can't do this. I rest my case, all right? And look, when I'm president, we're making a few changes, all right? Star Spangled Banner, gonna be My Way by Sinatra. Okay, that's a song people actually know the lyrics to. Okay? When's the last time you were at a karaoke bar and you heard somebody up there, oh, say, can you see? No, you don't see that. All right, it's a song everybody knows the words without 15 key changes. All right? And let me tell you this. If anybody starts taking a knee to my anthem, I'm knocking out both their kneecaps with the Louisville Slugger, okay? And I'm not this ain't political. All right? I'm not a political guy. I'm not a political comic. I'm president, but I'm not political. I just don't allow anybody to disrespect Frank Sinatra. Okay? And let me tell you this, when the dignitaries come over, all right, they're not gonna go hungry, all right? I learned from my mom and my Italian immigrant father, unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks. Okay? Unlimited. Actually, well, maybe we'll have a cutoff at 4, all right? You gotta look out for the taxpayers, okay? And I'll tell you this, if Congress signs a bill that I don't like, I'm gonna veto it, all right? But I'm not talking about sign a little paper veto. I'm talking about my cousin Vito, all right? He'll take care of it. It'll be fantastic.
Well, thank you. That's very comforting to hear, Mr. Maniscalco. All right, for some commentary, let's now head over to Houston, where President George W. Bush is busy at work in his portrait studio.
Howdy there, Madison. I gotta tell you, I don't really have an opinion on Maniscalco, but tell you the truth, I watch your show because I just like saying the word Maniscalco. Got a nice ring to it. Matter of fact, there's other words I like saying, like, for instance, evildoer. I like that, look, evildoer. Or Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda, you know. I remember my daddy, I'd call him 41 because, see, he was the 41st president of the United States of America. And Daddy had called me 43. See, because I was the 43rd president of America. And there's another word my daddy would call Jeb. He had a word for Jeb. It was zero. Maniscalco.
Well, thank you, Maniscalco. I mean, Mr. President. That's great insight into the Bush legacy. All right, let's hear now from our next candidate, Jennifer Coolidge, from a resort in an undisclosed location.
Hi, Madison. Oh, so great to see you. Wow. You know, the thought of making these speeches are a little scary. You know, I remember once a long time ago watching Bill Clinton speak, and I thought, wow, maybe one day there should be a female president, because, you know, male interns need sex too. You know, I wouldn't be the first Coolidge in the White House. My great-grandfather, Calvin Coolidge, yeah, he was a president too, but he already died before I was born. But, you know, I bet he'd be like my other family members who just ignored me and they left me home without enough food. I bet he'd be mean. Hey, Madison, how long do I have to keep talking about all this political stuff? It makes me all nauseous and dizzy. Any I heard that the lunch buffet just opened down at the pool. Yeah, we should check it out because I haven't had any mimosas since breakfast.
Thank you, Ms. Coolidge, and good luck with Season 3 of White Lotus next year. Oh, excuse me, they killed off your character. My bad. I mean, good luck on the campaign trail. And now to Chappaqua, where President Bill Clinton has some advice for Jennifer Coolidge.
Hi, Miss Coolidge. Boy, you seem like a fantastic young lady. Also, you too, Madison. I didn't forget about you, sugar. Matter of fact, I think the three of us should all get together sometime and just hang out. Well, look, as somebody who spent a decent amount of time in that White House myself, I gotta tell you, Miss Coolidge, if you do get the opportunity next year to become the next leader of our great nation, I'd advise you one thing. You gotta dress the part, okay? You wanna wear a nice, beautiful fitted dress, nice tight dress, but make sure that it's not the type of dress that's too tough to remove stains from.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that useful fashion tip. And now, on a very sad note, actually, let's go to someone who had intended to throw his hat into the ring in 2024, but has unfortunately left us. Because he is still loved by millions, the Podium News Network has decided to bring you his message posthumously. May his memory be a blessing.
That's right! It's me! Who were you expecting, JFK? Although, probably, I'll admit that his rotten, smelling, stinking, brains spilling out of his corpse could probably still get elected, considering our options currently. Look, I want to be president because I'm sick and tired of performing comedy clubs on the road. St. Louis, Missouri, and Akron, Ohio, eating a steady diet of disgusting comedy club chicken nuggets and signing autographs after the show. One time it was a 75-year-old lady's saggy tits. She was an Aladdin fan. And another time, what I think was a scrotum. Look, make me president because I just want to be in a nice white house instead of these horrible clubs. I could give a rat's rectum about you
or your stinking inbred family. Just give me what I've worked for and deserve. Some friggin' peace. That, I can promise you, is what I deserve.
Oh dear, he will be sorely missed. Let's move on to our next candidate, Jerry Seinfeld in Manhattan.
People! Apparently, people are saying that they want me, Jerry Seinfeld, to be the next president! I mean, look, what does the president even do? Okay? I mean, really, everything I know in life I learned from a Superman comic book. I mean, China, Russia, I don't know, can we send kryptonite over there? Can we do that? And what's the deal with the Secret Service people? I mean, there's no secret, okay? Everybody knows, all right? It's a bunch of white guys with crew cuts and things in their ear. There's no secret. There's no secret. But look, I gotta tell you, I have a running mate who will tell you everything you need to know. Take a look.
Well, Jerry, forget about your plan. I've got a plan of my own. We print up $100 bills and sell them to all the people for $75 each. Problem solved. I mean, how could nobody else have thought of it? Giddy up. Kramer, 24. And Jerry, 2.
Thank you, Mr. Seinfeld and Mr. Kramer. I see that you two have joined forces again. All right, let's go now to President Donald Trump, who has just finished meeting with 11 of his lawyers.
Well, you know what, Madison, and I gotta tell you, Madison, you're very beautiful, okay? Has a president ever told you that before? That you're very, very attractive? And definitely a president who's not gonna be going to jail soon, okay? Such a horror, such a disgrace, but we're gonna fix that soon. We're gonna fix that so fast your head will spin, quite frankly. But, I'll be very honest with you. I've never been impressed by this Jerry Seinfeld guy. Frankly, I find the guy disgusting, okay? And, he's always going on with these shameless self-promotion, okay? We call it shameless self-promotion. I remember in the 80s, he would always be outside the comedy club saying, "Oh, Mr. Trump, you gotta come in and see me. You gotta come in and see me." And I would say, "Oh, yeah," he was working on his skits or whatever he called them back then. And then one day I gave in, okay, just to get him off my back. And I went to go see him at the comic strip, or maybe it was the Broadway Comedy Club. I can't remember. But I come in there, and it was trash. It was garbage, okay? And, I never found him funny then. And quite frankly, I'm not impressed with him now. And another thing, Madison, really, you want to know the biggest embarrassment in the history of our country? First off, it's, of course, the indictment. I was indicted so unfairly, and we're fighting those charges so strongly. But the biggest embarrassment in the history of our nation was, we call it the Seinfeld finale, okay? Horrible. They all end up in jail. I mean, and people say to me this day, people come up to me on the street and they say, "Mr. Trump, the worst thing that ever happened to this country was the Seinfeld finale." To this day, people come up to me and I tell them, the show was never funny. The show was never funny. And really, I think the people watch the show because of Kramer. I like when he slid into that room, and he's also a great stand-up. You should check out his act, okay? He regularly headlines the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, and he does a great job. But anyways, look, we're getting off topic. We're not a fan of Jerry. And I mean, he's such a hack. He keeps going back to the same thing. What's the deal? We call it, what's the deal? And he stole that from me, by the way. Okay? Everybody knows it. Because nobody knows deals like I know deals, okay? Believe me.
Thank you, Mr. Trump, and all the best with your 2-for-1 sale on your NFTs that ends at midnight. And now, let's go to candidate Chris Rock in Washington.
Hello, America. Chris Rock here, and I'm gonna become the next president come November. And you know what? We're gonna make changes for the better. We're gonna make everything better. Starting with the color of that house. We're gonna change it to the right color, if you catch my drift. And I'm gonna make P. Diddy the Secretary of the Treasury, because if anybody knows that it's all about the Benjamins, it's that motherfucker. And if he wants to put Beyonce's ass on the $50 bill, that's his fucking business. And I'm gonna tell you this, we're gonna change all the money. We're gonna take Ben Franklin's ugly ass and put Aretha on there. God bless America. We gonna put Booker T. Washington on there. And we gonna replace Andrew Jackson with my man Jesse. And I'll tell you one thing, I'll tell you another thing too. I'm getting the personal chef up in that White House. And I'm talking about bringing my girl Aunt Jemima back. And don't come at me with all that Me Too woke shit. Jemima had a job. Y'all woke white people put her ass on the street, turned broke, had no money for the landlord. I'm bringing Jemima back. I mean, where the hell did you think we was gonna be eating? The damn cracker-ass Cracker Barrel?
I see. Many significant changes to move the country forward. Thank you, Mr. Rock. And now let's go to... Oh my! We seem to be having a problem with our video feed.
Hey, listen, this is Will Smith, and look, I was born and raised in West Philadelphia. But listen, Chris, man, look, I'm sorry. Look, you gotta forgive and forget because my life is in shambles. Like, Uncle Phil won't talk to me. Carlton, he don't answer my phone calls no more, you know. And Ashley, look, I was wondering if you could give me a job as the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. You know, like that dude Carson, Ben, you know, cause he remind me of Jazz. No, not Jazz, sorry. That mother effer, I don't curse, I'm a rapper that don't curse. That man remind me of Jeffrey. You know, the butler? Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Podium News sincerely apologizes for that totally unintended disruption of our broadcast. Really, just a slap in the face to our network and all of our viewers. Well, it's been a long program this evening, and hopefully one that has crystallized all of your candidates' positions for you. To conclude our broadcast, let's go to the President of the United States, Joe Biden, in Maryland.
Hey, what are you talking about, comedian president? What's going on here, man? It's a bunch of
malarkey. Look, I got, excuse me, I got jokes. Look, hey, look, I got one about you're about the dyslexic the midget walked into a bra. That's it. Look, me, and Kamala, we're like the 5'3", the Stooges. You know the thing. Look, we're gonna go on tour. Me and Kamala. Come on, man.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thanks so much for that little joke there. Well, there you have it. Good evening, and please choose wisely, America. For the Podium News Network, I'm Madison Malloy.